Wait a second. The New York Jets almost tried to talk to Ben Roethlisberger, get him out of retirement after Aaron Rodgers blew out his Achilles. This story just came out. Let's go. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Happy opening day for all our baseball fans out there. MLB. For me, minor league baseball opens on Friday for the Syracuse Mets season, so enjoy for all that celebrate. But I just have to say, there's a lot. It takes a lot to stun me or surprise me when you've been covering the Jets and everything else for a while. But the story just came out this offseason that we all know what happened in 2023. Aaron Rodgers was the guy. We were going to the Super Bowl. It was going to be great. And 4 snaps in, Aaron Rodgers' Achilles blows out. We're like, geez, now what? And we all know what actually happened. Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian. It was a disaster. And Aaron Rodgers was the other quarterback. It was a disaster. But apparently, according to Ben Roethlisberger himself, he just revealed this offseason that the New York Jets reached out to his agent to try to get him out of retirement. Well, let's go to the footage, baby. Let's throw it up here on the big screen. This interview happened with Nate Bargatze, the comedian, and he was hosting Ben Roethlisberger on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and they revealed this story. So, without further ado, let's roll the footage. Wow!
If when you get a call, like, so did you would get calls after you retired?
And let's see.
When guys go down, your agent will get a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let that load up for a second. But yeah, Nate Bargatze and this entire podcast, they're just talking to Big Ben. Now, let's lay some of the land here. For those who don't know, we have a full article in the YouTube description down below. Ben Roethlisberger retired in January of 2022. He completed the 2021 season, and then he retired in January of 2022. And a year and a half later, the New York Jets reach out about him coming out of retirement. Instead of Zach Wilson potentially, being the quarterback for a big chunk of the season, it could have been Ben Roethlisberger. So let's play some more here.
When Aaron got hurt, right, in New York with his Achilles, my agent would be like, "Hey, any interest?" I'm like, "0."
And he said 0. The other part of this clip, which is sort of interesting, so Jets reach out to Ben Roethlisberger's agent. They ask him, "Hey, any interest?" The Jets reach out to the agent. Agent asks Ben Roethlisberger, "Would you have any interest in this?" He says, "No, 0." And then he talks more about it and says, I'd rather go golfing. Like, no thanks, I'm good. But then he also talked about the possibility of what it would have looked like if he said yes. Nate Bargatze, comedian and host extraordinaire, asked him, like, how would it have worked if you did want to come out of retirement and have interest? And Ben Roethlisberger said, and I have the full quote in here. Okay, so I'll just read it to you here. Is that Ben Roethlisberger said, quote, you're not going to go play the next week. It would have been like, hey, give me a month, give me 30 days, and I'd come halfway through the season or something like that. That is probably what it would be. Some guys maybe would be ready to go right away, but even that, it would be hard to play the next week unless you're familiar with the offense. I was already a year removed. If you were a guy that just retired and then indicated maybe that would have been different. Again, he had retired in January of 2022. This Rodgers Achilles blowing out happened in September of 2023 again. Ben Roethlisberger said, when guys go down, your agents get a call. When Aaron got hurt in New York with his Achilles, my agent would be like, any interest? I'm like, zero. We were watching the game and he went down and I was like, uh-oh. And sure enough, I got a text before I get any calls, any interest? I'm like, nope, I'm playing golf. There you go. What a wild bleeping story, for God's sakes, about Ben Roethlisberger and the New York Jets. That is strange. Now, I will be honest. I don't know how I missed this. So that podcast interview was released in late February, like February 26th. It got a little bit of buzz of Ben Roethlisberger saying that. And in early March, a couple of Steelers sites covered that news. But I didn't see any Jets sites cover it. So it's fascinating. And it just came across my docket. I was happy to be on Instagram last night. It just sort of came across, hey, did you see this? I'm like, what? Nah. Huh? What? Who knows what could have happened? Yeah, right. Yesterday, everyone's like, I'm done talking about Aaron Rodgers. Who would have thought that could have worked its way back on the show? Who would have thought? So yeah, the full article's in the YouTube description down below. That is bonkers. And I also want to highlight this. So DJ Dirty Cooch, what a name, says Boy Green needs something to talk about, I suppose. I'll tell you guys this. For this show, and I love doing this show. I get to do this show every day. I'm so blessed. Every morning, 7:30 in the morning. I will be incredibly transparent. I like bringing you guys topics on the show that either they're curious to me in some way or I'm passionate about something. I will never just bring something to these airwaves just to talk about randomly because I quote unquote need something to talk about. Trust me, ask my family. I don't need any encouragement to talk about something. I like talking about all kinds of topics. So I'll always tell you guys that straight. I will shoot, straight from the hip. That I will always talk about things that I'm passionate about. I'm not just going to make up things to talk about. These are all things that, like I said, are curious to me, are news things that are coming up or what have you. But unbelievable. But now, instead of Ben Roethlisberger, real quick, I guess, on Ben Roethlisberger, I hear this story and I'm like, Ben Roethlisberger. I remember the end of his career not being so hot with the Steelers, and that I remember me saying in the moment that, like, boy, they probably held on to this guy for a few too many years. But you look at the numbers, and the numbers aren't bad. It's not like he had this Peyton Manning 2015 season where his dead carcass got dragged to the end of the season. I mean, his numbers were way better than I thought. He had these are his final two seasons. Let's go 2020 first. He was 38 years of age. He had a 65% completion percentage, 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 picks. That's great. Then his final season, 64% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 picks. Okay, that's not bad. I thought it was much worse. So who knows what kind of other multiverse could have existed where the New York Jets would be relying on one Big Ben Roethlisberger. Now, I'll tell you this. I've never liked Big Ben Roethlisberger. I've never really liked the Steelers. So, I mean, I guess it's all sort of packaged into one. So that would have been gross, especially when you think about that second AFC Championship game, the Steelers squeaking by. That always gets me. So who knows? Who knows? But now I want to spin it forward here. I just thought that was a crazy story. Unbelievable. That we all make fun of the Jets, right? In 2023. Oh my God, what an idiot. I can't believe they didn't go out and try to go get a quarterback or get one, rather try. Who cares about trying? And they did try. Now, it's not about trying, it's about doing. It's a results-oriented business. The Jets should have found somebody. There would have been someone out there that would have said, wait, I could start at quarterback for the Jets in this, in theory, this awesome roster around me? Hell yeah. The Jets should have been more aggressive. But it's interesting to hear that they pursued Ben Roethlisberger. That's wild. That's bonkers. Absolutely crazy. But now, like I said, the Jets will now be relying on a different former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. Also, I was talking about this with my radio partner yesterday. Who would have friggin' thunk it? My radio partner is a Giants fan. So he's a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan. I said, Lurch, who would have thought that we were watching Steelers games last year and the two quarterbacks we saw would both be the starting quarterbacks of our teams? He's a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan. We have Justin Fields. You have Russell Wilson. Who would have friggin' thunk it? And I was like, not me. The Paul Rudd, not me. J-Boy says no one was coming to save Hackett. I guess that's it right there. There you have it. Super chat coming in from J-Boy.
Wow.
Maybe it's just that simple. That whole shit show was like, yeah, I don't think so, pal. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like I said, but the talent was all there. And that's the realistic thing. That's good to know. By the way, J-Boy, with your prior contributions, that's another raffle ticket with your prior super chats. Appreciate it. Again, we have, I'll throw up our contest that's going on. Make sure you guys purchase your Boy Green Coffee Club memberships in the YouTube description down below. Feel free to do so. I'll throw it up here on the big screen real quick. What you guys are competing for through the final couple of days of March. New York Jets patched out pullover hoodie, Super Bowl prize pack, and a custom laser engraving package. Again, you guys only have a few days left. Today is Thursday. Again, opening day in baseball. The final day of March is Monday, March 31st. We'll be giving our this prize away, all of these prizes. One lucky person will get that. We'll reveal that winner on Tuesday, April 1st. And then we'll immediately announce our next contest. So any raffle tickets we receive. Raffle tickets are $2.99 a pop, and there are no limits. Again, if you purchase yourself a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, you get all the perks of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, and you get a raffle ticket. If you gift channel memberships, you'll get a bunch of tickets or super chats or things of that nature. But J-Boy says no one was coming to save Hackett. But the real thing of what Ben Roethlisberger said that I think a lot of us don't think about, right? So Jets call Ben Roethlisberger. He's been on the couch for a year and a half. And they say, hey, man, you want to, ride one more time? And he says, man, I would have needed a month. I would have needed 30 days to get myself probably in football shape at a minimum, learn the playbook and all that jazz. So we would have probably had the Zach Wilson show for another month and change. So I wouldn't have, long story short, I wouldn't have seen Ben Roethlisberger when me and my dad went to the Jets-Cowboys game week 2 of that season. We would not have seen that. We would not have seen that. We would not have seen Big Ben. It just, again, still saying it out loud is just bizarre. Big frickin' Ben. Who would have frickin' thought? Unbelievable. Yeah, so yeah. Here we are, though. Yeah, Alan knows Lurch, my radio partner, Jim Lurch. Lurch, my man, and here we are. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Who would have frickin' thought? Unbelievable. But better times ahead. Better times ahead. Better times ahead. Right? But I will tell you this. Now we're relying on a different Steelers quarterback. And Justin Fields, he's getting some hubbub. And let me tell you this. I don't know if you guys saw this article. I had it on my notes to do this show at a different point earlier, but it just didn't happen. It didn't come up. Bucky Brooks. He played in the league. Former scout. Now an NFL media analyst. He wrote an article for the NFL Network where he explained how Justin Fields can become a superstar. A superstar. I feel like the guy that calls out, the rated R superstar, a little wrestling reference. He believes he could be a superstar. Hell, sign me up for superstar. I haven't seen that in a while at the quarterback position. But Bucky Brooks wrote a whole piece about Justin Fields and how he might, a look why the newest Jets quarterback might finally be the long-term answer at the position for Gang Green. And what Bucky talked about in this piece, and as, again, we move it to a more recent former Steelers quarterback, is that basically Justin Fields got, jobbed by shitty coaching staffs and shitty talent around him. So you go to the Chicago days, that's sort of self-explanatory, all the crap he dealt with there. In Pittsburgh, even when things were going great, he still got benched. So, basically Bucky Brooks explained that this might finally be the right situation for Justin Fields to thrive. And he talked about how the 6'3", 227-pounder could serve as an explosive offensive weapon for New York. With the talent and playmaking ability to supercharge an attack featuring budding stars Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, with a creative new offensive coordinator poised to take the offense to another level after tapping into the notes compiled through his time with the Detroit Lions, the Jets could emerge as a heavyweight, and Fields could be leading the charge. Good Lord, I've not seen a lot of this positivity. Okay? I get a lot of that positivity on the Justin Fields train. Unbelievable. That is crazy. J-Boy says, an Edge reference from BG, didn't have that on my list. Boom. You never know what's going to happen on this show. The show is a moving beast. Anything is possible. anything's possible. So, superstar. Sign me the hell up, by the way. Sign me the hell up as I'm reading through all this. Again, I think people like Justin Fields' rushing ability is obviously elite. He has the second most rushing yards ever by a quarterback in a single season. That's pretty good. And the passing, obviously, there were upgrades in Pittsburgh. His footwork, his mechanics, some of the raw numbers, like I said, completion percentage was a career high. Quarterback rating was a career high. His interception percentage, again, he only had one pick, 10 total touchdowns to one interception. So the interception percentage versus his other plays was awesome. There was a 0.6% interception percentage, career high. 65 or career low, rather, however you want to describe that. So he calls him an athletic game manager that meshes well with what the Jets do. I'm just excited to see what he is. That's why, again, I go back to the quarterback conversation. I go back to the quarterback conversation that, I'm not sure I want a guy at 7th overall, because whoever it is, because that doesn't give Justin Fields a fair shake. So I'll be kind of curious. I see that some people don't believe in Justin Fields, and that's fine. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what it is. Maybe it's going to be an epic failure, but I'll tell you this. I'm not going to blame the Jets for the whack. It made a lot of sense in this offseason to pursue a guy like that. So I have no issues there. Now, I will say this, because I see someone brought it up. Where is it? I just saw it here a second ago, so let me pull it up. The betting line, NC Green. I'm glad you brought this up. For those who missed it, the betting lines are out on the season over/under win totals for 2025 per ESPN Bet. The Jets total is set at 5.5. The only two teams that are worse are the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants at 4.5. Now, a lot of people are upset at this total. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not. At all. I'm not upset in any way, to be candid, about the total. Do I believe they're going to win more than that? I do. But look at what the Jets did. And we'll have another show on this. I have it in my notes for a couple days, so I won't kill that bird here. But, like, the Jets lost a lot of talent this offseason. Now, that doesn't guarantee they're going to be worse as a team. They lost a lot of talent. So I would understand if you're on the outside, you're like, geez, look at this Jets team here. We've hyped them up the last 2 years, and they've put up putrid results. I'd understand that the pendulum swings back the other way. Yeah, so 5.5 is what ESPN is saying. And it's up to each and every one of you, your betting conversations, to say whether or not that's something you'd be willing to dip your toes into. For me, I believe. But like I said, we'll get there eventually. Let's go to our boy Badshaw here on the show with a $1.99 super chat.
Wow.
Good morning, Coffee Club. Paul's a legend. You're too kind, my friend. You're too kind. I'm humbled by your words. You're too kind. And shout out to all the members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Badshaw, you're the man. And then another 99 to make sure he gets his raffle ticket. I respect it.
Wow.
Which is a raffle ticket for our boy Badshaw, baby. Appreciate you. Here we go, my man. Okay. There you go. That is 7 raffle tickets for my guy. And he's another $1 away from another one based on a prior super chat conversation. So he's on the edge of 8. Okay, and again, you have through Monday, Badshaw, so feel free. Make sure you guys get that in. Let's go to Pat here. Pat Pizzuto. When was the last time the Jets developed a quarterback? Well, I mean, how do you not give him credit for Geno Smith? They developed him and sent him off to great success. Now, not with the Jets, but, and all kidding aside, when was the last Jets quarterback? I mean, Chad Pennington got to ride the bench before coming in, so that was a great job. Unfortunately, that was at the beginning of the 21st century, so that's some time ago. Sanchez didn't really, again, he had the one big year. I can't remember. It was like 26 total touchdowns or 32 total touchdowns with his passing and rushing. It was like his best year. But I don't know how much development happened there. But ultimately, I think I get your point, Pat. The Jets historically have not been a great franchise in terms of developing quarterbacks. That's true. But the sins of yesterday should not define the future of tomorrow. Yes. Have the Jets historically been awful in developing quarterbacks? Yes. Yes, they have. But Tanner Engstrand does not bear those scars. Aaron Glenn does not bear those scars. Darren Muji does not bear those scars. So you guys can all have pessimism or skepticism, perhaps is a better word, about whether or not the Jets will be able to do it. And those are fair. The Jets haven't shown you that they can do it consistently. For me, I say, hey, come on now. This is a new regime coming over from Detroit Lions land, which was incredibly exciting. I'm hearing from Lions people that Tanner Engstrand played a major role in the offensive chutzpah that was happening over there in Detroit. That's incredibly encouraging to me. Again, for a lot of you, you need to see Santa's fat ass come down the chimney before you believe in Christmas. And hey, different strokes, different folks. But it has been, in all fairness, a very long time since we've seen that consistently. Totally fair. Totally fair, Pat. And we'll see if they can unlock that level. Alan says, I would laugh if Membu, Graham, and Warren go 4, 5, 6. At that point, I just trade back for shits and giggles. Well, so let's do the math here. Okay. So you play out your. So again, the Jets pick 7. So only 6 players can go ahead of them. Let's play them out. So you have Armand Membu going, Mason Graham, Tyler Warren. Well, Cam Ward's going, Travis Hunter's going, Abdul Carter's going, and then you look at the big board here. So let's pull up any random mock draft. Let's pull up any random. So I'm not forgetting any names here in this scenario. Let's go. Let's pull up a mock draft here. Okay. Well, for me, I don't think it's all that bad because Ashton Genty's going to be on the board. Shedeur Sanders is going to be on the board. And whether or not you decide yourself, because like I said, if we're saying these 3 are going, Armand Membu, Mason Graham, Tyler Warren, Cam Ward's definitely going, Abdul Carter's definitely going, Travis Hunter's going. There's your 6. That means still Ashton Genty is on the board. That means Shedeur Sanders is on the board. So potential team trading up for a quarterback. You yourself just going, F it, let's go Ashton Genty and let's upset the apple cart. Let's get our version of Jahmyr Gibbs and let's go to town. I mean, hey, man, this is what I just keep going back to. Sure, are there worst case scenarios in this, that, or the other? Of course, anything can happen. But only 6 players can go ahead of the Jets. That's the math, baby. That's the math. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Is it possible that Membu could go 4 to the Patriots? Yes. I said it at some point on one of these shows recently. That's my fear. If I want a right tackle, I want it to be Armand Membu. We'll talk about the right tackle conversation, by the way. There's a good plug. 3 o'clock, Boy Green meets Woody. We're going to be talking about the top options left in free agency in the draft to replace Morgan Mose at right tackle and talk about the entire offensive line in general. So I'm looking forward to that show. That show's today at 3 o'clock. Yeah, so Membu, I'm worried at 4 with the Patriots. Mason Graham, I'm worried about him at 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That makes a lot of sense. Tyler Warren, I could see going in a lot of different places. It sort of depends. But no, like either way, the Jets are going to be fine. They're just going to be just dandy. There's no panic in me if that's how it goes. So, yeah. Peter Castro says, Boy, Green, you do a great job. Warren at 7. Hey, I am still a Warren warrior, I guess. You know, like I said, I'd be very happy with Warren. I'd be happy with Graham. I'd be happy with Membu. I'd be happy with any of those. And then maybe there's another thing I'm not thinking of that you could do. Sam Darnold, sure. Yeah. Pat Pizzuto. Yes. Sam Darnold. Absolutely. Yeah. Alan asked me this question. What is more likely to happen? It feels like this is a segment of the Rich Eisen Show. BG, what is more likely to happen? Both Williams are here, Quinnen and Quincy, at the start of the 2026 season, or both gone? Well, because, like, here's the thing. To me, Quinnen's 100% here, but Quincy's the one that's up for grabs. And again, that's another topic show we'll talk about on one of these days coming up. It's in my notes, but I have a weird inkling that Quincy's not going to be here. So that's half of it gone. So I guess with this scenario, it's more likely they're both gone because I think Quincy's gone. Again, if I could answer this without any of these stipulations, I think Quinnen's here, Quincy's gone. That's my gut right now. Because I think we already did this show, maybe not. But I did an article, and there is no team in the National Football League that's paying 2 off-ball linebackers more than the number goes down to $7.5 million. There's only one team in the NFL, that pays multiple off-ball linebackers $7.5 million or more. That's New Orleans Saints. It's Pete Werner and it's Demario Davis. That's the most expensive off-ball linebacker combination in the National Football League. In other words, NFL teams in the current league do not invest premium resources at multiple players at the off-ball linebacker position. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It just doesn't mean no one's doing it, which means it's an outlier, which means you better be right because the rest of the league is saying, nah. So Jamie gets $15 million per year. Fred, 3-year deal, $45 million. Quincy can make a case that he deserves more money than Jamie Sherwood. Quincy Williams has been an All-Pro. Now, while he hasn't had the same amount of total tackles, right? Jamie Sherwood's total tackles last year is more than Quincy has ever had. But here's the one that really matters, too, if you want to dive in deep. While the overall total tackle numbers were large for Jamie Sherwood, if you go to solo tackles, Jamie in that season had this past season had like 98 solos. Quincy Williams in his best season, the All-Pro year, had like 96 solo tackles. So he didn't make it with the total tackle, which counts assisted tackles, but he was right behind him on the solos, which was a big part of Jamie Sherwood's game. So again, long story short, if I'm Quincy and I come to the table, I'm like, nice, you gave him 15. I want 17 or whatever number he picks. The high watermark is 20 million, 19 million. That's Roquan Smith and Fred Warner. If I'm Quincy Williams, I'm like, hey, man, look at me. Look at what I've done. Hey, man. And I don't know if the Jets are going to be willing to do it. Rich Cimini revealed that the Jets' prior regime of Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh promised Quincy Williams that they would give him a new deal before the start of the season. Well, of course, they're fired, so that promise cannot be kept. So now it's up to the new regime. How do they feel about it? I don't know. So again, I think Quinnen's totally going to be here. I think he's a straw that stirs the drink. He's a very talented player, a big part of this team. But Quincy, as much as I like the guy, all the analytics and everything else tell you that ain't going to happen. But like I said, that's why we play the games, right? So, I know. So, there you have it. Let's keep going on your comments and questions. We'll also open up the phone lines. As Hep says, hit the like button. It's free. That is the most overlooked contribution people can make to the show. And a lot of people just don't do it. They're just sitting there, they're just watching the show. They're not thinking about it. But, folks, it means the world. If you guys could just hit the like button and hit subscribe, it's free to do. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers. That means a big deal. I appreciate the people that can dip into their pockets, of course. That helps. It helps keep this show afloat. It allows me to invest more time in it. But the free way to contribute is a big help as well, so thank you. Luca, Paul, I spoke to a Lions fan in Mexico. Haven't we all been there? He said we should be happy to have Engstrand. He was the brains behind putting the plays together, and Johnson would call them. Something to be excited about. Great. Yeah, I've heard similar things, not from a random Lions fan in Mexico. But I have heard similar things about, hey, man, he was much of a bigger deal than he's heard. Alan says, Trevor Sickman talked Warren to the Raiders yesterday to team with Bowers. Oh, cool. I didn't see that. And that'd be a bold move. And again, to me, Ashton Jeanty then slips into our hands and someone's going to trade up for him. So I might. No issues there. I'm absolutely there. I love Quincy. That Badshaw says there's 131 people right now on YouTube. Why are you people not hitting the like button? I've got 600 people total across all our social media portals, so I appreciate that. Hopping over to YouTube, that's youtube.com/boygreen25. You guys can support the show. Truman Dumel here. Is there a sleeper in the draft or free agency that's a perfect fit for the New York Jets? We all love sleepers. Just a sleeper. Let me think of a good sleeper here. Well, one I will throw out there at some of my Syracuse boys. LaQuint Allen, he is going totally overlooking this running back class. And there's all kinds of talented running backs. And the Jets have 3 running backs. It depends on how they feel about Brees, because Brees is entering the last year of his deal. What are they doing with Brees? But LaQuint Allen's nasty, man. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He's a guy that's going to be had in the mid rounds. I like LaQuint Allen a lot. So there's a random shout out there. Another one, again, they're my Syracuse boys over here. Fadil Diggs, look him up. He's a guy that's getting zero buzz outside of what he did at the NFL Combine. He's another guy to keep an eye out for. Pass rusher extraordinaire. Lot of potential. A lot of untapped potential. And there it is with Badshaw, baby. Another super chat coming through.
Wow.
There we go, baby. Badshaw with your prior contributions. That is another raffle ticket, my handsome friend. That is 8 raffle tickets so far this month. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Like I said, we'll be drawing that on Tuesday, April 1st. Allen. Quincy for a 4th, yay or nay? I imagine if Saleh or the Falcons called up, maybe you could even get a little more, to be honest with you. I'd probably shoot for a 3rd. And see if there's some combination of something you could do to get more. Because Quincy's a really good player, really talented. I'd shoot for a 3. A 4, I don't know if I do it. I'd probably shoot for a 3. Or maybe there's a combination. You get a pick and a player, right? So like when the Browns-Eagles made the Kenny Pickett, Dorian Thompson-Robinson swap, Dorian Thompson-Robinson on that side also had to give up a 5th. So it was Dorian Thompson-Robinson 5th for Kenny Pickett. Maybe there's something like that exists. That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. J-Boy. I hit it, Paul. Sorry, I was watching the show not thinking about it. That's all right. I forgive you. Stay Woke TV. Hit the like button. Boy Green is one of the best Jets content people on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you kindly. We'll open up the phone lines here in a second. That's a good point from Taylor. We could just get the comp pick for Quincy if we let him walk. Play him out for this year, have an awesome linebacker do it, and let him walk. That could be, sure. Comp picks are never guaranteed, of course, because it comps to it obviously is affected by the free agents you sign, so things can get canceled out. Mid-staff, Boy Green would take Genty. I like it, but is he now a Hall truther? I will say this. I know how FL Phil 98 and Mel Kiper feel about running backs. About paying them and drafting them high, apparently. But I would take Ashton Genty, man. Again, all things considered, right? I told you other guys are like Tyler Warren, Mason Graham, Armand Membu. It depends who's on the board and what's going on. But is there a world where the Jets take Ashton Genty in the 1st round and I'm coming up here giddy as a schoolgirl? You're damn straight there is. Absolutely. I like Breece Hall a lot, but, Breece Hall didn't look right last year. Was that just a nagging injury you didn't really tell anyone about? Was it, I don't know the reason. Was it the lack of commitment from the offensive play caller to run the football? There's a lot of reasons it could be. But it depends on how, this is the thing that I don't know. This is the information we don't have. How do the Jets feel about Breece Hall? Are they like, yeah, we can't wait to sign this guy to a 3-year deal. That seems to be the magic number to pay running backs. We want to pay this guy. Okay, great. Phenomenal. Oh, wait, they say in their building, we ain't paying this guy. Then, okay, is Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis enough? I don't know. That's another question. So, yeah, man. But there's a world where I'm freaking excited about it. Damn straight there is. Man with Rake, FL, says Diggs to New England is a shit sandwich, and I am happy they're eating. They way overpaid for Stephon Diggs coming off a torn ACL. We'll see how much gas is left in the tank for the young man. We'll see. Tony the GM says, I'm feeling Tyler Shuck this year. Absolute gem. Yeah, maybe he I overlook quarterbacks, I guess, because quarterbacks always get hyped up. But yeah, there's a world you could call him a sleeper. Older prospects, been through the bleeping ringer. The Jets really worked him out pretty intensely at his pro day, it sounds like. Sounds like the Jets contingent was there, their quarterback coach and things. They're doing some sneaky homework on someone for 42? Could make sense. Rico the Pup says, sleeper pick, Zach Frazier, cornerback out of UTSA, similar player to Tariq Woolen, all the physical tools you just want. Raw as hell. Yeah, UTSA. Speaking of that, Marcus Davenport, a UTSA guy. So, yeah, I like that call. Mark Baylor says, the question is London, the Jets quarterback coach, going to be able to church up Fields to his potential, and especially Tanner Engstrand? Good question. None of us know. We hope. We're hopeful about it, but we'll see. Jason Jets in all cap locks. Question: has Quincy come out and officially complained about the contract? I'll answer each of these at once. No, he has not. So we don't know what's happening there. Next, if Mimbu is gone at 7, is the next tier of offensive lineman comparable so we could trade back, get Texas O lineman? That would be Calvin Banks. So comparable is a interesting word to use. Comparable. I mean, yeah, that's an yeah. If you trade back again, you get assets, still fill the right tackle hole. So sure, yeah. I guess comparable is a relative word because obviously the lesser you get, there you are. There you go. All right, a lot of great comments. We got 600 people in the room. Again, if you missed the beginning of the show, you can read the article in the YouTube description down below on the Ben Roethlisberger topic. Crazy, wild, fascinating. There's no question about it. Before we get to the gosh darn phone lines, who's your daddy, baby, with a $9.99 super chat? Hey now.
Wow.
Hey, that's 3 raffle tickets. Who's your daddy? So congratulations. Very nice way to get involved in our contest. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me put you down here real quick. You got a little bit of loose change here and 3 raffle tickets. Not too shabby. So let's read your super chat to the masses. Do you feel that Joe Douglas did a good job with UDFAs? Well, let's try to go through them all off the top of my head. So Bryce Huff, obviously, UDFA, and that was the COVID year. Because and it's so normally it's hard for UDFAs to make a roster. Obviously, hot take, right? That's the kind of analysis you come here for. It's hard for UDFAs to make a roster in general, let alone in the COVID year where there's so many restrictions. The fact that Bryce Huff was undrafted is crazy, but also that the Jets were able to get him and he was able to make the impact he did in that COVID year is crazy. So obviously Bryce Huff deserves a lot of love. I know people have mixed feelings on Tony Adams, but to get a safety, obviously I'll never forget that Jets-Eagles game where he gets the pick, brings it down to the goal line, Breece Hall punches it in. That's one of the best upsets that the Jets have had in recent memory, taking out the undefeated Eagles. We had never beaten the Eagles in franchise history. That was a good one. So Tony Adams obviously fits that bill. We were all hyped up on the guys like Xavier Gibson, who obviously had the overtime winner, Jason Brownlee, who had the training camp catch we all went crazy over. Trying to think if there's anyone else I'm missing. So there was Jason Brownlee, there was Xavier Gibson, there was Bryce Huff, there's Tony Adams, obviously. That's a big one because he went from like UDFA to starter and everything in between. Quincy Williams was like a waiver wire addition. John Franklin Myers was a waiver wire addition. Again, great credit to Joe Douglas and the coaching staff for maximizing that talent. Those are a couple. So yeah, I mean, he did wonderful work with undrafted free agents. He did wonderful work. Absolutely. Now I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I'm missing. Oh, well, Leonard Taylor III. There you go. LT3. I'm very high on Leonard Taylor III. He was a draftable player that for a lot of reasons, if you look at his college story, was not. I'm really excited for him. So yeah, LT3, baby. If he has his head screwed on right, I think he's going to be a really talented player. I think he's going to be firmly in the mix in the defensive tackle room. So yeah, that's another good story. And then a couple of shout outs to late round picks like Brandon Eccles, 6th round pick, starter immediately, then a role player, has a knack for the ball. Good luck to him in Pittsburgh. Like Brandon Echols. Again, he wasn't an undrafted free agent. He was a 6th-round pick, but who's your daddy? He's another one that deserves love. Great question. Awesome. Thank you so much. Like I said, you also have 3 tickets to our raffle. So, hey now. Excellent. Stay Woke TV. Let me throw this one back up there. Green Boy, I feel trading players that that are good for picks that they might mess up more than likely is not a good move, just saying. That's fair. But it's sort of the game of chess you're playing. I get it. And this is also what I like to say a lot when you're trading players for picks. The player, you know what he is. The picks, you don't. But here's the other thing you know. Quincy Williams is going to want the bag. And by the way, Quincy Williams friggin' deserves it. He deserves the bag. And if Jamian Sherwood didn't exist, Quincy would have gotten the bag, not Jamian. But Jamian does exist, and he's 25. And Quincy Williams is about to be 29. Like, he's getting older. So the Jets have to make tough decisions. Are they going to pay 2 outball linebackers? They could. They very well could. I'm not saying it's impossible. But according to the rest of the NFL, it would be an outlier if they do so. So you have to play the game. If you're not willing to pay him, you either, again, what we heard earlier, you let him play out this year, comp pick it up, you trade him for picks because comp picks are not guaranteed. Here's a great example. The Jets had trade offers for DJ Reed at the deadline. The Jets say, kick rocks, pal. We're not trading DJ Reed. We're like, okay. People say, well, don't worry. We're going to get a comp pick. Well, here's what happens, right? DJ Reed signs record-breaking money. Lions, 3-year deal, $48 million. Woo! We're going to get a comp pick. Jets signed Justin Fields. Boop, canceled out. No comp pick. The Jets get zip and pip for DJ Reed. Comp pick formula was canceled out because the Jets signed Justin Fields. It's based on all this other formulas like average per year and all this other stuff. So it's a tough pickle. Comp picks are not guaranteed, which is why sometimes teams are like, you know what, let me just trade it and get something. So there you go. J-Boy says, let me throw this up. Huff was a great Jet, fell off a cliff once he left. That's my favorite thing. Yeah. How often does that happen, right? Great here, leave, terrible. We've had a lot of terrible here, leave, great. Oh, one of the Jets are an idiot. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Bryce Huff will come back. I heard he's firmly on the trade block, so we'll see what happens there. All right, let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines for the last bit of the show here. Again, opening day. Enjoy it, all you crazy baseball fans. Appreciate it. Opening day in minor league baseball for us here in Syracuse is tomorrow. So great. Baseball, baseball, baseball. Phone lines, more continues after this on BGD, Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
The phone lines are now open. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. Feel free to call into today's program if you'd like. That's at boygreen25, baby. B-O-Y green, the color 25. That is the pinned comment on YouTube if you'd like to call into the program. Get your participation trophy for the day. Let's do it. Let's go to the phone lines because we got Badshaw here on the show. What's up, Badshaw?
Hey, Paul.
Oh, hey, Badshaw. What's up, man? Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know you. I guess my internet glitched or something.
Oh, that's all right. I appreciated the quick look at the gun show. Looks like that's going very well for you. Very nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been trying to call in here lately, but I've been having to get to work a lot earlier. So I usually about the time you accept calls, I'm getting at work. So I'm a little early today.
Oh, but, great.
I just wanted to say, man, I love the show and everything. I'm ready for the season to start already. I'm ready for them to release that schedule so we can
get
my
gosh. Yes.
We can get 100%. Everything. Let's get it all straightened out on when we're all going to meet up and whatnot. I'm looking forward to that and whatnot.
Let me ask you real quick, Badshaw. Is there a game or games you have circled? So we know the opponents. Obviously, we just don't know where it's all jumbled up. Is there a certain game you're hoping for that we pick for this Boy Green meetup?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I know. I don't know. I mean, I would love to have an experience like you did last year and us go in and beat down New England, but
Oh yeah.
golly, that's like a once in a lifetime thing you got to experience. So I'm like, golly.
That was
But
cool because not every time, right? We're picking a game somewhat at random, right? Random opponent, random time of year, and fingers crossed, hope for the best. For that to be such a great party beforehand, and then an absolute butt whooping during the game and dancing around, and oh my God, screw the Patriots! High fiving random people with a Patriot fan in front of us that we're making fun of the whole time. What a loser! Yeah, take this in, sucker. AFC East is ours. Ah, beautiful. It was great.
exactly. Well, do you know, like, is there a chance that it's a Thursday night game again, or are we just doing Sunday, or is it just kind of up in the air? Or?
That's a good question. Well, for anyone that's a Boy Green Coffee Club member that's in the Discord, I'm putting out a few polls about, I'm trying to find out what's the best for everybody. And I know that when it's a Thursday game, it eliminated some people that are long distance, for instance, an EZ out there. I know that made it very complicated for someone like him to be able to come up to that game. So that was sort of random that it ended up being that Thursday night game. So when the schedule dropped, I would like to have all this done in advance, but I don't think it's going to be possible. So when the schedule officially drops in less than 2 months, I'm going to pick a couple of games that I think are super interesting and possible and sort of let people vote on it. I'll also ask some people out here on YouTube what they think and try to see because we want to hopefully an interesting opponent of some kind. A good time of year would be great. Not some wonky time of like the actual kickoff. So yeah, we'll gauge everyone. I want to again have it possible where it's the most available for people to potentially attend, and then have all the other factors too. It's a inexact science, I guess, to pick the right one. But yeah, we'll be kind of checking in with everybody as a possibility.
Okay. Well, I know my wife is supposed to be going to Ireland in
Wow.
September, and so I'm hoping she can come with me. But if not, I can probably get a buddy or somebody to come down. But I don't know. I'm gonna come no matter what it is. I'm hoping my wife will get to come with me too. She came with me a couple years ago. We had a good time. We ate at this awesome restaurant, the best meal I've ever had in a restaurant while we were down in New York.
Where was it?
It's called the Vinyl. Have you ever
No.
eaten there?
Sounds like we got to go though.
Yeah, oh boy, it was.
What was the meal? What'd you get?
We got they had a deal, it was called a lover's deal. And
maybe. Okay.
yeah, and nothing puts my wife in the mood more than a nice piece of meat. And so we got the porterhouse for two. They had truffle mac and cheese, and it was like a twice baked potato. And it's called the Vinyl. They've got all these vinyls on the wall, and I think after 7 o'clock you can take requests and whatnot. So we're definitely going to hit that up. But I'm hoping there's some places y'all can tell me about in the Discord, about some other good spots to hit up. We did not have a good experience with pizza while we were down, and I can't remember where we ate at. But I definitely want to get some good pizza while I'm down.
Oh, that's for sure. Now, people will have to help me too, because I hope one day I live closer to the area, so when events and things are happening, it's not some big ordeal that I'm driving down and all this other stuff. That it can be easier, so I can help set up things better. But yeah, if you guys have any of those food suggestions on a place where you should go, it looks like Chef Kevin Gilbert is going to be able to cater for us for the pregame tailgate, which is going to So for people who missed that, yeah, we're going to work on the details and hammer out a menu and stuff like that. But yeah, Chef Kevin Gilbert has talked about being our pregame tailgate guy. So we got some food. That's an important piece of the tailgating experience. So that'll be really nice.
Well, and I wanted to say one more thing, and I'll get off here. I'm pulling up at work. I know the last time I'd called in, y'all were telling me that I'd missed a bunch of stuff. Weekends ago. Well, that weekend, that was actually my birthday, and we were celebrating that whole weekend. So I got back on there last week. I watched all your shows and got caught back up. And I just got to say, I cannot believe that I was not the first person to get called a redneck on your show. But I'll leave you with that. Woo Pig Suey, watch the Hogs tonight. And that's all I got today.
Thank you, Patrick. Oh my God. Oh, that is funny. That's good. Bad shot. You got me. You know, you got me. Oh my God, that's funny. Oh my goodness. June the GM is never going to live that down. And shout out to NY Jets FL. He handled that like a pro. That got dark quick. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? But wow. Oh, Bad shot. You're so funny, man. That is funny. All right, let's before we go back to the phone lines, throw it up. Another super chat coming through. A step 10 with 1999.
Wow.
Thank you, A step 10. You got yourself 7 more raffle tickets with your other combinations. You're up to 135 raffle tickets so far this month. You're killing it this month, buddy. And good luck. Absolutely good luck. You also have some loose change in here as well for any future super chats that come up before our Monday final date. What up, BG? A step 10 says, hey, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Oh man, Bad Shot's funny, man. No, so he's in no matter what. But I know several people, and I appreciate that. Bad Shot. I know several people. It's going to depend on variables, which you guys voted on in the poll on Discord. That who the opponent may be, when the time of year is it, September, October, November, what time is it, a 1:00 game, night game, this game. So like I said, I'll try to accommodate as many people as possible. So hopefully we can I want to meet a lot of you. I'd love to meet Bad Shy and his wife. That'd be amazing. So hopefully it all lines up. Like I said, I have no idea. No clue. Schedule comes out less than 2 months. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got Hep here on the show, baby. What's up, Hep?
Hey, fella. Hey, you know why a redneck's thumb smell?
Why's that?
Got me.
Oh boy. Oh.
All right. Anyway. All right. I'm not prejudiced at all against it.
Of course.
Yeah. But I'll never let a good joke go by though.
There you go.
That's anyway, good. I'm gonna come to the show. I spoke to my son. He wants to come too. He's a New York City detective.
Go.
So
awesome.
we're going. So maybe I'll get my grandson to go by then too. But
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be 6. It's a little early though. I don't want him to get antsy. I want to enjoy the game. So
yeah, of course.
Maybe we'll kick him at home.
Okay.
But I'm rooting for either an early season game.
Okay.
And maybe 1:00. I could do 4:00 too. I don't see us doing any nighttime games unless it's that Pittsburgh thing and Rogers is there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think there are 2 for me that stand out right now. But again, the Patriots one was awesome. So there's other possibilities. It doesn't have to be only these 2.
Yeah.
If Aaron signs with Pittsburgh and we have Pittsburgh Justin, all the juice of that, and that likely I would assume would be a night game. I'd be like, folks, do you think we could try to see if we can swing that? And then the other one, because I could poke my dad about it, is the Jets and Cowboys play, and that would be fun too. So we'll see. There's going to be a lot of great possibilities. So yeah, like I said, I hope it works out. As many people can come as possible. It would be so cool to meet everybody after all this time. It'd be pretty cool.
We have a lot of events. I mean, we'll have Chef Kevin with the food. I'm going to bring my guitar. We'll have everybody sing the Boy Green song. Maybe maybe there's a wedding in the
there could be.
Yeah. And how about the football game, the 2-hand touch football game?
Oh my God, I love it. And I'm hoping we can I'm gonna have to get a Google Doc sheet to keep track of all of our events. But I think this is gonna be so cool. Is that everyone's gonna? To your point, you got the guitar. That's gonna be awesome. We have Chef Kevin Gilbert, who obviously is chef. He's bringing food. There's other people that have different skills and talents that we can all sort of throw together. I'm really excited about this, Hep. I can't wait.
Yeah. We got to videotape that football game and get slow motion shots,
we got a guy. We had, like I said, the Jets Patriots game we were at last year. We found a videographer for relatively okay money to cover everything, and it was super cool. So yeah, that's a must. That's a must for this Boy Green event, no question.
All right, peace out, guys. I love you.
Appreciate it, Hep. Yeah, man, I'm getting fired up. I know we're like 5 months or something away from the games. I can't wait. Let's go. So, hey now. Truman Dumel says, let's make Paul Sr. happy. Get some Notre Dame guys. Xavier Watts. I mean, shoot. We'll go through the list of all the Notre Dame guys we could be adding to the team on defense, offense. I mean, Notre Dame's got some boys. It's got Hog Mollies. Yeah. Give me some Notre Dame fellas. Xavier Watts is one I like a lot. We'll see how the Jets feel about the safety room. He's probably going to be in that 42-ish range. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got nearly 700 people in the room, baby. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. And like I said, we'll keep you posted. So in case you guys missed it, we will be picking a Jets game this year. One of the games, the schedule does not come out. So normally the middle of May now. It used to come out in early April, but I understand the NFL stretching things out. Makes a lot of sense. But we're going to pick a game. So let's just say Jets-Cowboys for a random example. It may not be that game, but Jets-Cowboys. We're going to pick that game. We're going to, let's say it's 1 o'clock. That kind of game probably won't be 1 o'clock, but we'll pick that game. It's 1 o'clock. We'll tailgate beforehand. We'll do the game. We'll all sit together. That option will be available. I'll reach out to the Jets and try to get us a discounted price where we can all sit together, and it's good seats too. So I'll work on all those sorts of details behind the scenes. We'll talk to you guys, see what games you guys prefer, game times, all that stuff. But I can't wait. We'll put out a sign-up sheet at some point once we get a little bit closer, maybe after the draft in early May, for people that would be interested, and then we'll keep you guys posted on that. So can't wait. That's going to be awesome. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Here we got Ricky, New York, baby. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, what's happening, Paul?
Good to see you, man.
Paul, do you know who Dr. Dre is?
I do. Yes, I see him once a month.
Okay. I figure everybody pretty much knows Dr. Dre. Well, let me tell you about Dr. Trey, the guy that has made Jackson Dart look good. About 90% of the time when you see Jackson Dart and you go, damn, that was pretty good, it's Trey Harris on the other end of it. Why we haven't been talking more about him, I don't know. He's like 6'3", 210, bigger receiver, would be a nice compliment to Garrett. I still, and this is the other thing. If we rewind about a month or so, month and a half ago, everybody was saying that Will Campbell was the top, offensive lineman. And now all of a sudden Membu has like popped up. And I personally don't care for that. I don't care for, one guy being a consensus guy and then all of a sudden this other name gets hot, which I got to tell you that the Membu thing, I think I think that's smoke.
Interesting.
Well,
let me ask you this, Ricky. You're a big draft guy. You watch and study and all this other stuff. The thing that concerns the hell out of me about Will Campbell, because for instance, right, this is full circle. We had Russell Brown on, an NFL draft analyst. We had him on months ago. And I said, hey, man, what's the perfect mock draft for the Jets? We did a mock draft. And he said, Will Campbell, man, he's a top 3 player in this class overall, regardless of position. I'm like, holy shit, really? And I trust Russell Brown. He puts out draft guides every year. And I'm like, holy shit, okay. And then the arm length. If Will Campbell was to come into the league, and he obviously will at some point, regardless where he gets picked, he will have the shortest wingspan of at least any offensive tackle in 26 years, and there's a chance it goes back even further than that. So he has T-Rex arms, and the wingspan is in the 0 percentile. It does not exist in the National Football League. That sort of Bryce Young coming out as a quarterback, when you get those kind of very unique outliers, when you go weight, height, or in offensive tackles case wingspan, that scares the shit out of me. Now, he could be, again, the tape's just great and he's good, but man, when you get those kind of statistical outliers and certain measurements, that sort of scares me.
No. And you know what kills me is the people that say, oh, we can't take Tyler Warren at 7. You don't take a tight end at 7.
Yeah.
We need to get an offensive lineman. Let me tell you people something. There is a big damn difference between drafting a left tackle and drafting a right tackle in the top 10. Okay. The positional value thing, it applies to right tackle too. So somebody was saying that the other day. Well, look how the Eagles did it. They attacked the trench. Dude, I didn't say the Eagles reaching for a right tackle in the first round. They got their defensive tackles in the first round, but not a right tackle. We can get a right tackle later. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the TRC. the T-Rex class that we have this year.
Yeah.
And then people go, oh, well, if he doesn't pan out at right tackle, you could always slide him into guard. So now we're taking a guard at 7 overall. Are you shitting me? Like seriously, no, just no, and no.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that I could see not taking Warren is if for some reason they wanted to go receiver. I could live with Matthew Golden at 7. Not Tet or not one of the other guys, but Golden's got that high end speed. And then the other thing is when I'm watching his tape, I'm like looking at the games. Holy smokes, he's torching Michigan. Holy smokes, he's torching Ohio State. He's torching LSU. It was all big name programs, so I don't have that fear of what kind of competition did he play or anything like that with him whatsoever. But that being said, I think Warren's the pick. I think the Jets know that he's the pick. And all this other nonsense that you are hearing right now, it's all smoke. But you know what? If somebody wants to believe it and think, oh my God, the Jets are going to take Jackson Dart, we better trade up. Sure, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I think that Warren is too good of a prospect to pass up there. Yeah, he's a pass catcher, but he can also block, and he loves to block. He like wants to put somebody on their ass, and I like it. I like the attitude. And,
okay.
Yeah. By the way, I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think that the schedule comes out on the 26th of May, which is like right after the owners meeting.
I believe we're having the owners meeting this weekend. Yeah, it's down in Palm Beach. We're having it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or whatever it is. Yeah, it's coming up in a couple days.
Okay, there's some kind of meeting.
Okay, yeah, or maybe I'm getting confused. I know we have. Let me see, whatever the meeting is. Yeah, when are the NFL owners meetings? I know we got some meeting. Yeah, maybe I'm the one who has the meetings confused. Let me see the NFL important dates here. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. So that would be, if I remember correctly, that would be sort of late if we're there. What is it? April, March 27. Where are we here? Yeah. So the annual league meeting, that's the one I'm talking about, is it's at the Breakers Hotel. That's Palm Beach, Florida. That's March 30th through April 2nd. But you're right. Maybe where's the, let me see the owners meeting. See if I can find that real quick on that.
I want to say it's like the 21st, 22nd, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Spring League meeting. Yeah, I see that. That's on May 20th, May 21st. Yeah, it doesn't say owner, but that's at the Omni Hotel. Yeah, that makes, Minneapolis. Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, so we'll see. I know they've done it at random point. Well, obviously, back in the day, they used to do it in like early April, and now they've sort of stretched it. So, yeah, okay. I don't know. I didn't know. It doesn't look like officially on the NFL calendar they have an official date for it yet, but maybe that's the rumor that's going around. It's that late May date.
Yeah, that's that's what I heard. I didn't know, but right on. At any rate, getting close, man. Less than a month for the draft.
Yeah,
schedule right around the corner, and man, I can't wait.
Exciting stuff, Ricky. I appreciate the call, man. Yeah. Exciting. The other thing I would say real quick on right tackle, and this is a prospect I'm going to bring up who obviously turned out awesome, but I was worried at the time because he was right tackle. Penei Sewell. He's a right tackle. He went 7th overall. Speaking of 7th overall, he went 7th overall, and he's been awesome. He's been an all-pro. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's the Polynesian Pro Football Player of the Year in 2024. Like, man, Penei Sewell has a lot going for him. He right tackle. So, it all depends on your perspective, if that, where the Jets end up going there. So we'll see. But I love all the debate, right? Ricky comes on and says Tyler Warren's a pick. Three siblings yesterday. It's like, oh my God, do not pick Tyler Warren. So again, this, up, down, left, right. Terrific. I like all the different opinions. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got Mets boy, Johnny boy, here on the show.
Oh yeah, baby. Opening day today. Clay Holmes on the mound. About to pitch a perfect game.
There you go.
Soto about to go yard for 2 home runs today. What are we talking about, babies? Mets opening baseball game today. I'm hyped, man. Every single opening day. I've been doing this with my daughter forever and a day. I boil her up some hot dogs.
Nice.
So she thinks just at the ballpark. And
oh, that's cool. I like
get
that.
some peanuts and whatnot.
Okay.
But I gotta say the whole Big Ben stuff. Big Ben could suck a whole fart because that dude is trolling so hard. And if there was any like realness in regards to this, then what are the Jets thinking? Like it would have been stupid. We would have went from like older to dust. Yeah, essentially in regards to with Big Ben, man. Like
right, because he would have been older. Because so Rodgers was 39 at the time when we brought him in. Ben was 41, I'm pretty sure, when the Jets called him. If they called him, if this is real, so he would have been older. And it would have been a year and a half retired. I mean, good Lord, that could have been an epic disaster. That's 100% possible. Yeah,
it's just I don't know why he's even talking. Maybe he's just trying to stay relevant.
I guess
in regards
it's very
to that,
weird, random, right?
It's odd as anything. But look, I love Ricky's takes as well, and I'm on the same boat, man. Like I keep going back and forth. It's trade backs for me, man. Like I think we could get a tackle in the later rounds that'll be.
How far do you want to trade back?
If Sanders was to fall, right, which
certainly
everything
possible.
I keep seeing that it's supposedly gonna happen.
Yeah,
if that falls,
sure,
dude, I would love the Saints to be like, bro, we want him. Go back to 9 and be able to go there. I would even go back as far as potentially maybe Steelers 21 to go ahead and get a haul in regards to that, for them to go ahead and give us more, because they don't have a second round, but we could take their third.
Yeah.
Right. Give us their first for the next 2 years after that to do such a jump. Right. And the possibility of putting a Darnell Washington in there.
Oh yeah, your boy.
You know, there's options that are out there. Is it realistic? I don't know, because I'm not a GM, but I think it could happen. It could be fleeced enough for that to occur. But the kid from Boston College, Ozzie.
Oh yeah,
dude,
Ozzie.
I'm all about that guy, man. That dude is nasty and it's just straight rope. But again, played in Boston College, right? So you play in Boston College, you're not going to be viewed as much as other players that are on these bigger name schools and whatnot. But there's a lot of guys that are out there, man. And just even Ricky put me on this guy named Brew, right? He's a wide receiver. I think he's from Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 6'5", dude's a monster. Not being talked about.
Good. Yeah.
Another guy. So there's players that are out there that just need to be talked about. But whatever this regime goes, at the end of the day, I'm with it, man. And I believe in them and I trust with them. And I'm rolling with having patience, you know, because I think they've put us in such a great position that we could go and have all these multiple conversations where we could go this way, we could go that way. Just the one that I do not hope we do is, please, no Jackson Dart.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Oh my God. I will lose it. I will be live streaming that. I can't. Quarterback, Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, 7th overall. There will be a sense of, I don't know which guest is going to be on with me when that happens, but wow, that's going to be.
Could you imagine, man? Like, bro, I said, and I told Snowball, shout out Snowball just for a why, baby. Why, that I would have to take a hiatus for at least a good 3 weeks, man, just to be able to get myself back together.
Sure, to regroup. Yeah.
Dude, how could you, what are we going to talk about this guy? Like,
oh my God.
You know, and then what are you showing to Justin Fields at that point?
It's over. That's what you're showing Justin Fields. He's one and done. That's what it would be. I mean,
you know, so
wow.
Again, I don't know, man. I'm glad that what they're doing, you know, I know it's not the sexy pickups that they've done in free agency and all that, but it's guys that could potentially have a lot of upside that could do really well for us as well. So, again, please, Lord, no Jackson Dart at 7. And it's opening day, baby. Let's go Mets.
There you go. LGM, baby. Appreciate you. Thanks, Johnny Boy, for calling in. And shout out to everybody for opening day. All the baseball. It's awesome. Hey, more sports are jumping into the mix. It's beautiful. March 27th, opening day. Thanks, everybody. A lively show. It's awesome. And you guys have me fired up for the season. You have me fired up for the schedule release. You have me fired up for this Boy Green inaugural thing. Again, we did one last year where we partnered up with Nick Shine, but now we're going to get to host our own. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait for all the ideas. My pop's going to be there. Can't wait to meet all you guys. That's going to be so friggin' cool. And yeah, we will keep you guys posted on all of those details. Like the video, hit subscribe. We're back at 3 o'clock, baby. 3. We will talk about the top Morgan Moses replacement options that are available still in free agency and the 2025 NFL Draft. Myself, James Woody. We'll see you guys then. God bless. Take care, everybody. And we'll see you next time here on the channel. Take care.